Yep, they did it again. The creators of Frostpunk and other really cool games have brought us another deeply emotional survival experience. This time, it's set on a desolate alien planet, and it's in third person. The game is called The Altars, and you definitely want to play this one. They've made so many smart decisions regarding game mechanics, and the story is just so intriguing and super wholesome. The Altars really is like nothing I've ever seen before. So unique. Let me give you an overview. You take on the role of Jan, a lone astronaut whose mining mission has gone terribly wrong.
That was a tough landing.
While trying to find a way back home, you discover veins of a mysterious substance called rubidium. I'm not sure how it classifies exactly, but what matters is it accelerates organic growth. Humanity already knew about it. Your employer sent you and your already deceased upon arrival crew to this planet specifically to find more of it.
Deceased.
And here's where things get really interesting. To survive, you need more hands and more skills on deck. So you're forced to create not clones, but alters of yourself. Now, a clone will be a copy of you with your exact memories and experiences. An alter is someone who took a different life path. The game calls this branching. A quantum computer simulates what would have happened if you had made a different decision. Say, intervene instead of walk away. And voila! Instead of just having Jan the builder, you can create Scientist Jan, Dr. Jan, Refiner Jan, Worker Jan. Some have skills you couldn't acquire on your own, and others come with efficiency buffs for their specialty.
This will never not be weird.
Naturally, these versions of you have different personalities. They've been shaped by different experiences in their simulated lives, and they all have something to say about how the original Jan lived his life.
Took your sweet time.
The more you butter their biscuits, the better they cooperate. And soon enough, you'll not just be making progress, but building friendships. The core gameplay is straightforward but engaging. You arrive at a site, something is preventing you from continuing, and to move forward, you need to explore, mine resources, and craft your way through each act.
Were we supposed to stop here?
Exploration is atmospheric, though a bit limited. You can only climb or traverse in specifically marked areas, even though you feel like rocks should be climbable. Once you identify the deepest material deposit area, you'll place miners and pylons to connect everything to your base. Once that's all set up, you can fast travel from refiners or travel pylons. It's instant and doesn't burn any in-game time, a very welcome feature. You can man the workstations yourself or assign your alters to them in the menu. There are always plenty of things to do. For some tasks, you'll need alters with specific skills, like the science lab and the infirmary. Most tasks can be done by anyone though, like mining, refining, cooking, and so on. The way damage works in the alters is pretty smart. There's no standard health system. Instead, it's all about the radiation burns. There's radiation at night, and there are hostile anomalies to fight. Defeating them rewards you with refinable materials, which is super useful when you're new to an area and haven't quite set up your mining equipment yet. Inside your base, you'll manage crafting, refining, and keeping everything operational. Scientific research plays a major role too, with both helpful upgrades and mission-critical discoveries. I was curious, so I just looked it up. It is possible to complete the game without having the scientist on board. Absolutely crazy to me. Guess you just depend on help from the guys on Earth. Throughout your journey, you'll stay in contact with a few characters back on Earth. Lucas, Maxwell, and Lena.
Jan Dolsky. Finally.
Their support is both emotional and strategic. The longer you play, the more you begin to question who you can actually trust. The deeper you go, the more layered and surprising, or rather crazy, the story becomes. Anyway, let's talk about the game's one downside, if you can call it that. The time pressure. Each act gives you a fixed number of days. In the early acts, it feels generous, but as the story progresses, the urgency ramps up fast. You're quite literally running from the sun, and every day counts. It all makes sense, but more than once I found myself unclear on what exactly the game wanted me to do, and by the time I figured it out, I didn't have enough time left to finish the preparations, and hit game over. That said, the game has a solid save system. It automatically saves at the end of each day, and it gives you a clear overview of your current objectives. If you want to go back to try something different, it's easy to find the right point to reload. There are a few interface quirks too. For example, if you accidentally open the tools wheel, you can't close it unless you switch to a different tool first, which you have to unequip afterwards. Also, if you rebind WASD, the map controls still stay WASD, which was frustrating for me since I play RDFG, but I eventually got used to it, and the game is actually great, so I'm willing to forgive these small things. Storage management can be another pain point. You can bring everything to the next act, if you have enough space, but that's the catch. You'll likely end up tossing lots of your inventory because your ship's weight limit is tied to its organic storage, which is tied to the level of your base. I'll admit, it took me a while to fully understand how all that works. By now it should be clear, this isn't just a base building survival game, it's an emotional story filled with ethical questions and difficult decisions. The more I played, the more I found myself wondering, should I have made different choices? If you've seen me stream before, you know I always aim for the good ending. If I mess up, I either reload a save, or if I can't fix it, I just rage quit, till I have the nerve to start the game from the beginning.
Alright, I'm ready.
But in the altars, the consequences of your choices aren't always obvious until much later. It always kept me guessing what would happen next. And if you don't bond with the right altars, you might never even see certain story options. So go make friends. One tip for that: say what they want to hear, not what you would actually say.
Why don't you rest? Which part of what I just said makes you think I'm not ready to start immediately?
The Altars is a survival/base building game, yes, but even more, it's about identity, about regret, and crazy theories. If you enjoy character-driven stories with just the right amount of action gameplay and base building, this one is absolutely worth your time. I hope my video gave you a good overview of what The Altars has to offer. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Or come hang out with me live on Kick or YouTube. Bye-sies!
Okay, yesterday, DGN didn't even know who Jan Dolsky was. I told him I wanted a Jan Dolsky jacket. He's like, who is that? A designer? I'm like, no, dude.